the front of this booklet and just say Trig study sheet overview, page 58. Okay, so go to 58 to get your overview if you need that. Okay, so 58, I'm going to start with the sine law. So for sine law, you remember the formulas are on the formula sheet, but I don't think it's good enough. Okay, you need a what? Pair. I will make a little note here. Use sum of triangle is equal to 180 if needed. I think I can do better than that. That's still not make choir, but okay. So so there's two scenarios here. If the side is missing, okay, side is missing. That is going to be my arrow going like, okay, you've determined it's sine law because you have a pair. Is there a side missing? So I'm going to give you a little triangle. And we're going to go ABC. And we're going to assume that, right, this is given, this is given. A is given, let's say. The only thing you can solve for in this point is the side across from that angle, right? So here we go. You would do this. Here's your pair. I would start with that. So sine of B over side B is sine A over side A. This is your unknown, remember? So you would cross multiply and divide. Multiply, then divide. And I'm not giving you numbers. If you want to do an example with numbers, if space allows, you do that, right? So you essentially go B times whatever sine of A gives you, divided by sine of B. And then A is done, right? You're going to get a number, you're done. And angle is missing. So just remember, sometimes the angle that's missing, all you need to do is sum of triangle, right? But I'm assuming you already determined that there's a pair. Okay, guys? There's a pair already. You've determined its sine law. You've done everything you needed to do to determine its sine law, so now you're still missing an angle. I'm going to use a different triangle, different letters. So here it is, D, E, F. Like so. So let's say you know angle D and you know side D. You know side F. So guys, if you have a pair, You lock that in, right? This is your pair. Then you ask yourself, what else are they giving me other than the pair? They're asking me for side F, correct? Or sorry, they give me side F, which means what can I solve for? The angle across from it. That's the only thing you can do at first. So this is your question mark right here. So you start with your pair, sine of D over D, sine of F over F. Oh, sorry. F is not the question mark. Angle F is your question mark, right? This is unknown here, this one. So you cross multiply this way, divide. So F is, sorry, I keep on mixing it up, my bad. Let's get this right. Sine of F, that's your unknown here. You go F times sine of D divided by side D. Out of this, you are going to get, what is it going to start with? What number is this one going to start with if you're trying to solve for an angle? 0, right? 0. Has to start with a 0, right? And then you're going to have dot, dot, dot. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, because otherwise you're going to copy that number on your work. Don't do that. So angle F is going to be sine inverse of said number I'm going to be, I hope you're not going to put a 0 in there. Oh, sine of 0 is sine inverse of 0. I get 0, right? Or whatever. Don't do that. Okay, this is it for sine law. I'm going to go arrow like this. You basically, whatever you get here goes in there. So that's sine law in a nutshell. Your two cases, angle, side. Let's keep going. You're copying this, right? This is your golden opportunity to have it all in one page. Okay, cosine law. No pair. But there's two cases, right? We've got side, side, side. And we've got side, angle, side. If it's side, 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 let's go with x, y, z here. X, y, z. And we've got a lowercase. Should have done the check marks with red earlier, right? So all three sides are given. So if I want to solve for angle, let's say the question asks you for this one. Okay, angle Z, so you're going to go cosine. I'm using a color for this one. Cosine of Z, right? You add and you subtract. See if you're awake when I teach. Which number goes in here out of the three? Which one are you going to grab to put over here? Z. Yeah. Z squared. X squared, Y squared. 2 times X times Y. So Z needs to be back here. Right, that side length, so you can solve for that angle that's across from it. And so the other two sides fill in the rest. Okay. So how will you solve this? Again, you will get a number, and you will get another number. And that better start with a 0 as well. I'm actually going to use a color there. 0 point dot dot, right? Like it's just going to go, let's make that point a little bit bigger and then dot dot dot. Okay. If, I'll make a note here, if this is negative, did I tell you the 3 scenarios? Negative, positive, 0? I don't have that as part of my, because you're the first group that I actually told that, like the 3 scenarios. I usually just talk about negative. Okay, so how should I do this? Some of you are probably much better at making this look nice. So I'm just gonna say this. If this is, watch this, right? If it's negative, if it's equal to 0, and if it's positive, those are your 3 scenarios. Negative is obtuse, right, acute. Whoa, that's busy, right? I know. So I'm just gonna circle this. It could be negative obtuse, that you're gonna get an angle bigger than 90. If it's 0, you get a right. If it's positive, you get an acute angle. Okay. Last step. Angle Z. Z-later. Cosine negative of this number. Okay, so we're going to take that number and insert it there. And you're done. Angle Z should be some sort of number with a degree symbol on top. You're going to make this a lot smaller. I have full confidence that you will be able to do that. Okay, and then SAS, I'll give you a scenario here. I'm using DEF, so I'm starting at the top and then I'm just going around. Side D, side E, side F. Okay. The SAS would be you're given the E, you're given D, and you know what F is. In that case, the only thing you can solve for is side F, right? So I'm going to use my color again. F squared is equal to E squared. Oh, this is gonna be tight here, guys. E squared D squared minus 2 times E times D times cosine. I made it work. Cosine of F. Right, so these are opposite each other. Next step would be F is equal to square root. You know what? Lots of students, for some reason, when it comes to the exam, they forget about the trick. Type all in one shot. Type everything in at once. Okay, that is probably the most common mistake that I see, that students want to do it all separately because you've been told, right? Like, show your work. It's fine to do it all at once. F is going to be equal to the square root of all of that. And now you've got your answer. You made it to the finish line. Just like that, guys. Okay, so sine law in one page. Except for I can't do word problems on here. Like if you want to add later a few word problems to your study sheet, do so. Okay. We're good? Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second here.